Hi again. Rom-coms are hot again. One of the first movies that kicked off the current comeback was Red, White, and Royal Blue, which hit #1 globally on Prime Video in its opening weekend last summer. It follows the son of the US president and a British prince who start off as enemies before becoming friends and then more than friends. Please welcome the film's producer, Sarah Schechter, and star Taylor Zakhar Perez. And as you can tell, we all coordinated in the colors of the movie, the title.
Look at that.
We'll start with a clip, and Taylor, why don't you set it up?
All right, so this is the clip where Alex doesn't think too straight and wants to bring his boyfriend to the DNC, which is crawling with reporters, which is the most important moment in his mom's re-election campaign.
Good morning.
Sarah?
Breathe.
Don't you tell me what to do.
Do you want to sit? Okay. Where do you want to go? Here?
Yeah.
Oh, there? Okay.
Yeah, fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
How long has this been going on?
Since New Year's.
Oh, God. And who knows about this?
Literally no one but you. And the Secret Service. And Darcy. Wait, and Nora.
Oh, and I told my sister.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was really happy for us.
Oh, I can't wait to see her again. She's really good.
Okay, shut up, okay? The both of you. I need to think.
Please don't tell my mom.
Seriously? Alex, we are in a hotel crawling with reporters in a city filled with cameras on the precipice of the biggest event of the campaign in a race so close it could be arrested for assault, and you're asking me not to tell your mommy on you?
I haven't told her yet.
Oh, gee, kid, I'm sorry to interrupt your process of becoming, but you're the one who decided to put your dick into the heir to the British throne.
Technically, I'm the spare.
Not talking to you, sir. Oh. Okay. Would it make any difference if I told you not to see him again?
No.
Every time I see you, it takes another year off of my life. All right. I'm going downstairs. And you better be dressed and in the lobby in 5 minutes so we can get your mother reelected.
I'll be there.
And as for you, little Lord Fauntleroy, you get your ass back to merry old England right now. I want you chewing on a goddamn crumpet by sunset, and if anyone sees you leave this hotel, I will Brexit your head from your body. You got me?
Loud and clear.
Your Royal Highness.
We had the great Sarah Schechter as the Deputy Chief of Staff, and Nicholas Galitzine as Henry, opposite Taylor. Sarah, there was a big bidding war for this book 4 years ago, and you and Greg Berlanti, the other producer, went in really hard. Why did you think that it would be a great movie?
I mean, Casey's book was just such a delight. And, this was, I think, that orange guy was still president, and it was pretty dark. It was a dark time in our nation's history, and this book delivered a real kind of just sunshine and light and love and humor, and it just made you feel good. And, what they wrote was unbelievably charming, and I think the world needed more charm. And so Alex and Henry were just so well drawn, and the book was so delightful. It was before it was published, so we met Casey. They were living in Colorado at the time, and and Amazon was incredible. Jen Psaki and her whole team stepped up in such a massive way, and they always treated this book like a really big deal, a really big book that needed to be a really big movie. And I just want Jen to get all the credit in the world for that, because that's not, everyone doesn't think that way. And she really saw the potential in the book. So we were just very lucky to get it. We were very passionate. our executive, Mike McGrath, was the first to read it, and he was like, I'm almost embarrassed to talk to you about it because it's pretty sexy. And he's like, I don't know how to tell you the plot exactly. And I was like, let's just one chapter at a time. And then I read it, and we all flipped out for it, and so did Greg. So we were just very lucky.
And the chemistry, as we saw on screen between Alex and Henry, actually between Nicholas and Taylor, is what made this work. How did you mix them and match them? Who got cast first?
Nick was cast first, and it was always about the chemistry, and it was always trying to finding Taylor was later in the process, and we were so lucky and relieved, honestly, and it was so clear. But it was during COVID, so we had to do chem reads and auditions always on Zoom. So there wasn't really a sense, we didn't know for sure until we got to rehearsals, and you guys both got to London, but they were both, honestly, they're both individually so charming, especially Taylor, because he's here. And so it wasn't hard to imagine that these two actors would be great together, and they're both such kind human beings, so.
How was that Zoom test? Did you kind of know when you did that Zoom test with Nicholas?
Zooming's tough. I think after that, after COVID, during COVID, when we had to audition kind of in a vacuum and just send it off, and then every chem test we had was on Zoom, you just really have to find something about your acting partner that connects you, because you're staring at a screen. Like, you're really not connecting like we're connecting right now, eye to eye. Truly, he has a screen, I have a screen, and then there's miles and miles between us. And so I came from the East Coast on a flight, and they're like, hey, we'd like to do a camera read with you on Monday. I said, okay, I'm at a wedding right now. I'll be home Monday morning. They're like, okay, 1 p.m. So I got off the flight, went to my sister's apartment, set up on her kitchen counter, and was like, all right, go time. We just made it happen.
What scene was that you read?
Oh, which scene? We did the,
Was it the closet?
No, it was I flew across an effing ocean. That one.
Okay.
That big scene, the big
Fight.
And then there was one more that I can't think of what it was.
Actually, that's a very good segue, because we were going to be talking about the big moments of your character, because Henry kicks things off with the surprise kiss at New Year's, but it is your character, Alex, who does the heavy lifting in that relationship and flies across the ocean and walks in the rain and gives that impassioned speech. Did you use any romantic movie references? Because that white shirt, wet, had a lot of Mr. Darcy vibes coming up.
It did feel very Mr. Darcy. It felt a little Ryan Gosling in The Notebook. And I definitely watched some old school. 10 Things I Hate About You. I think in that realm of films, yeah, those are kind of things that but you watch growing up and you're like, I want to make that feeling for this film.
And what about, there was another big, the political speech. It's not political, the address, the television address, when your relationship is discovered by a scheming reporter, like, I want to apologize on behalf of journalists everywhere, that it was a very strong speech, and it's felt like it could be given by a politician. I know you dabbled into political science, but did you model it after? Did you watch a lot of speeches by real politicians?
Yeah, it was so tough, because sometimes when you watch politicians, they get into their cadence, right? But I feel like Barack Obama was the best at giving speeches. And so I watched a lot of President Obama, because he was so kind of versatile when he spoke and always kept my attention. And so I was trying to kind of channel that. But then sometimes they'd be like, you're in a rhythm, get out of the rhythm, And because it's daunting sometimes when you're like addressing the nation, but then you also have a group of, like, the crew is just staring at you, like, on their phone, like scrolling and stuff. And then you're like, and world peace, And so it was tough, but yes, I definitely modeled
I
after.
think you started right when the text went out with the menu for lunch. So I think
Totally.
it was, people had two values. But also, by the way, in defense of reporters, we also had some friends who, political reporters, who helped make sure that we had as much authenticity as we could in those areas. And Matthew Lopez, who comes from the theater, loves a monologue. So
He loves a monologue.
yeah.
And before this movie, between those 4 years between getting the book and making the movie, there were a few romantic movies with gay characters that didn't do quite well as people hoped. Did you have any trepidations, and why do you think this one crossed over in such a huge way that we're getting like by now probably 200 million TikToks?
I don't know.
Those are the metrics, Sarah.
Yeah, it's all about TikTok. Okay. I don't know, and I think one of my first bosses was a man named Alan Horn, and he would always talk about how at a certain point you just have to turn the movie over to the movie gods. And sometimes the movie gods smile and sometimes they don't. So I don't know, I wish everyone success and I wish everyone well. But for us, I think there was and this is not, I'm not like subtextually subtweeting any other movie. I have friends involved, I think, in some of the movies you're referencing, but like, there's such joy in what Casey wrote. And I think that was what was most important for us to capture. And I think that, and I know how deeply Nick and Taylor felt a responsibility to the fans of the book and to Casey, and I think that really informed everything that we did, was really trying to make it for an audience we knew like wanted to love it. So that's a different kind of pressure than telling an audience they should love something. But we were just so grateful. But that was always the guiding principle, was the fans.
What was the pressure on you doing that and getting that relationship on screen and Alex, and what was tell us the favorite scene?
Oh God. I think through the years I received a lot of just queer scripts that I was never like, wow, this is such a universal love story that everybody will enjoy. And after reading the book and this script, I said, oh wow, like this is a change maker. I think this is something that anyone, young to older can truly just enjoy it. And what did you just say?
What's your favorite scene? What was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene. I mean, the cake scene is incredible, but I really liked I flew across the effing ocean for you. Like that was something that we were working up to. And it just felt like a big responsibility for us to get it right. And I hope we did. I mean, it seems like the reactions are showing that we did. And it just, yeah.
You're really fishing there.
You're fishing, yeah, come on. I got all of you. And I think Nick and I from the beginning were in lockstep. Like, this means so much to more than just us and more to Casey. And it represents where we can be one day. And, we really wanted to.
And it was just, what's great about it as a romantic comedy is, for me, I love a good, we all want to feel good and like feel like love wins. But a lot of romantic comedies have been made. And so there starts to be a little bit of a familiarity in the beats. And the stakes for this, the obstacles felt so real. And so universal in terms of anyone could understand why it would be hard for these two people to be together. And so I think that was part of like the joy and fun of the movie and why it's universal.
I figured you're not going to mention the cake scene as your favorite. How long did it take to get all that stuff out of your hair and everywhere?
We smelled like sweet cream for probably 3 days, both of us. Like, and I think he found some in his ear like 2 days later. I was like, Nick, you got to clean your ears better. But I was like, it was some sticky stuff. But it was a great time. We had 2 days, and we were in the city of London at this incredible
Goldsmiths.
It was called Goldsmiths, and we rehearsed.
You've seen it on The Crown.
Yes, I mean, yeah, The Crown was a template, man. Like, what a show! What a show! It was a great scene.
And I know a lot has been asked about sequels. Is it all hinging on Casey writing another book, or can you do a sequel? I mean, I personally would like to see one where Alex is a wingman to Nora after she was so helpful to him as she is looking for love for herself.
Yeah, well, we love Nora. I think Nora is starring in a giant HBO show. So, look, I think everyone wants another party when a party's good. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. People are very busy.
But do we know anything about another book, or you don't know yet?
Well, I know Casey, and I think Casey, they would appreciate me mentioning this. Casey has a new book coming up that is not a sequel, that they're very proud of. Everyone's busy, but the fans obviously are really important to everyone, and certainly Casey has such a deep connection with their fans. But their latest book is not a sequel. I think is well known.
Okay.
On their Instagram. That's how I know.
Okay, and it's an election year, so I have to ask this. In the movie, just a quick reminder, we had a Democratic president played by Uma Thurman as the first female president of the United States.
Woo!
And Alex helped flip Texas, and that was the key to winning re-election. So what do you think we'll see first in our lifetime? An openly gay British prince or Texas going blue again?
That is an excellent, excellent question. I really hope for both. I really just hope for both.
I think Joe needs to read Alex's memo.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. This was red, white, and royal blue, the colors, and Taylor Zakhar Perez and Sarah Schechter. And now, welcome back, Peter White.